Velvet cipher, smooth underground, jazz, hip-hop lounge. Slide into the velvet cipher, smooth underground, jazz, hip-hop lounge. Slide into the velvet cipher where the jazz lives. Dark piano telling stories nobody forgives. She moves through the underground like cigarette smoke. Every bar she drops is a beautiful stroke of midnight elegance and satin flow. Saxophone beneath her breathing, moving slow. The lounge is quiet, but the cipher speaks loud. Underground feminine, she stands above the crowd, vivid, shimmering like candlelight above. Boom bap brushed and tender, underground love, jazz, hip-hop, royalty draped in velvet night. The female dawn illuminating dark with light. Velvet cipher, smooth and dark. Velvet cipher, underground art. Velvet cipher, she holds the crown. Velvet cipher, the smoothest sound in town. She raps her words in saxophone and smoke. Underground lounge royalty, this ain't no joke. The piano plays a story in minor key. She moves through every cipher with effortless ease. Upright bass, walking the night floor slow and deep. The kind of underground jazz that puts your soul to sleep in the most beautiful way. Velvet and divine, every bar she drops is a perfectly aged wine. Mute to trumpet whispering across the lounge air. Underground feminine grace beyond compare. Jazz, hip-hop, sophistication, satin and cool. The velvet cipher, she wrote every rule. She doesn't raise her voice, she raises the bar. Underground lounge jazz, taking it far. Saxophone and silence, she knows when to pause. The velvet cipher moves without applause. Dark jazz piano, carrying the velvet weight. Underground feminine, arriving fashionably late. But every bar she drops makes the moment complete. Brush, boom, bap, steady beneath the velvet feet. Vivin' cool above the lounge below. She is the satin underground, the smoothest flow. Velvet cipher, underground, jazz, hip-hop lounge. Smooth forever. Midnight satin, jazz lounge. Underground feminine. Wraps her in a satin embrace. Underground jazz lounge, the most elegant space. Piano minor chords, painting the night deep blue. Everything she touches turns to velvet through and through. The saxophone breeze beside her in the dark. Every note she speaks leaves a glowing mark. Slow boom bap brushed like a heartbeat at rest. Underground feminine, always giving her best. The lounge is breathing, the jazz is alive. In the midnight satin, she was born to thrive. Upright bass, a deep and sensual walk. She says everything without the need to talk. Midnight satin, smooth and deep. Midnight satin, jazz lounge dream. Midnight satin, underground queen. Midnight satin, the most beautiful scene. The most beautiful scene. She sips the midnight like a glass of dark wine. Underground lounge jazz, everything is fine. Gravity glittering above her sovereign crown. The smoothest underground queen in the whole town. Muted trumpet breathing gentle in her ear. The midnight satin makes everything clear. Piano cultivated in the lounge below. She is the dark jazz feminine with a gentle glow. Every cipher she enters becomes a velvet room. Underground satin making the jazz bloom. Saxophone her partner through the midnight hour. Jazz hip-hop lounge, she is the midnight flower. The midnight doesn't scare her, it's her home in the satin underground. She's never alone. Dark jazz piano is her closest friend. Midnight satin flows without end. Grows quiet in the final hour. She is still the jazz hip-hop midnight flower. Underground feminine in full velvet bloom. The satin fills every corner of the room. Saxophone fading like a whispered prayer. Midnight satin, she'll always be there. Forever smooth. Golden smoke, warm underground, jazz lounge. Golden smoke rising through the jazz lounge air. Underground feminine with golden everywhere. Piano rich and warm like afternoon light. She brings the golden to the underground night. Saxophone golden melody curling slow. Boom bap medium brushed with the golden glow. The dawn of the lounge with that warm feminine grace. Underground golden jazz, she owns every space. Vibe shimmering like gold dust in the beam. Underground lounge golden, more than a dream. Upright bass walking warm and round and deep. The kind of jazz that keeps us golden warmth. Golden smoke, warm and sublime. Golden smoke, underground divine. Golden smoke, she floats like a dream. Golden smoke, the most golden scene. She turned the underground into something gold. Jazz, hip-hop, warmth, more precious than old. Dark lounge piano turning golden beneath her touch. Underground feminine, it doesn't take much. Just a golden bar and a saxophone cry. Golden smoke drifting toward the lounge sky. Muted trumpet breathing golden in the haze. Underground feminine on her golden days. Every cipher she steps into glows with warmth. Underground golden jazz weather in every storm. The lounge exhales in the golden gold fills the room. She is the golden underground in full bloom. Golden doesn't mean easy, it means earned. Underground feminine, every lesson learned. The saxophone knows the cost of golden art. Jazz, hip-hop, lounge, speaking from the heart. And when the golden light begins to fade, she remains the finest underground trade. Jazz, hip-hop, golden, feminine grace. The golden smoke filling every space. Saxophone trailing like a golden thread. Underground golden, forward, never dead. Golden smoke, underground warm, jazz lounge, golden forever. Satin rain, dreamy underground jazz lounge. Satin rain falling on the jazz lounge floor. Underground feminine knocking on the door of something beautiful and dark and deep. The kind of jazz that wakes you from your sleep into something dreamier. Piano rain chords slow, every underground satin drop a gorgeous flow. The saxophone crying gentle in the pour. She is the satin rain forevermore. Boom bap, atmospheric, slow and deep. Rain underground, the lounge begins to breathe in the most beautiful way. Dreamy and divine, upright bass walking through the rain like wine. Satin rain, dreamy and deep. Satin rain, jazz lounge dream. Satin rain, underground pour. Satin rain, she is everything and more. She brought the satin rain into the Cipher space. Underground lounge dreaming the most beautiful place. Baba tide drops like rain above the jazz below. The satin underground, the slowest, smoothest flow. Muted trumpet breathing rain beside her ear. Satin rain underground making everything clear. Dark piano, minor rain chord, steady and slow. Underground feminine, the most gentle glow. Every bar she drops falls like a raindrop pure. Underground satin, she is the lounge cure for every midnight that felt too cold and long. She is the satin rain, her jazz is the song. The rain doesn't end, neither does she. Underground satin jazz, infinite and free. Piano rain and saxophone pour. Satin rain, underground forevermore. And in the rain, the jazz becomes complete. Underground satin falling at her feet. She raises every cipher with the rain soft voice. Underground satin, the most elegant choice. Saxophone and rain and piano blend. Satin rain underground, no need to end. Satin rain, underground dream, jazz lounge, forever falling. velvet crown, underground royalty, jazz hip-hop lounge, Vol 102. The velvet crown resting on the underground throne. She built the lounge jazz kingdom all on her own. Every smooth bar a jewel in the velvet crown, the most sophisticated dawn in underground town. Saxophone declaring her royal arrival, underground feminine, the art of survival. Piano playing the coronation chord, boom bap drum steady as a velvet sword. Vibazord shimmering the crown into being, underground lounge royalty, believing and seeing. Upright bass the foundation of a velvet throne. Jazz hip-hop lounge kingdom, she rules alone. The velvet crown, underground queen. The velvet crown, the smoothest scene. The velvet crown, she holds it high. The velvet crown, jazz lounge never dies. They said the lounge wasn't built for her kind. Underground feminine, she didn't mind. She walked in with the saxophone at her side. Jazz hip-hop lounge, nothing left to hide. The velvet crown was waiting all along, built from every underground lounge song. Dark piano playing the legacy through. Everything she dropped became something true. Underground feminine, royalty supreme. Jazz lounge hip-hop, the most elegant dream. She wears the velvet crown with effortless grace. Underground lounge, queen of every space. The velvet crown doesn't fall, it rises. Underground feminine, full of surprises. Saxophone and piano, the crown's foundation. Jazz hip-hop lounge, the ultimate creation. For the velvet close, saxophone and trumpet through the underground host. Piano playing the velvet finale complete. Underground feminine, the lounge at her feet. She wears the crown with all the grace she's earned. Underground satin jazz, every lesson learned. The velvet cipher, the midnight satin gold. The velvet crown, her underground story told. The velvet crown, underground eternal. Jazz hip-hop lounge, smooth forever. Fall 102. The queen reigns, always.